Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into I don't even know what day it is. It's Thursday. Thursday edition. It's the day before Halloween. Oh, one of my favorite days in the world. Yeah. Halloween. I love Halloween. Not really. But I will be dressed up tomorrow. And dressed up tonight. Ron Burgundy making his appearance once again at Lightning Hockey Night Live. He will be hosting tonight. Be fantastic.
Against the Dallas Stars.
It's the Stars, and we celebrate Nikita Kucherov's 1,000 points. How about that?
That's incredible.
That'll be fun tonight. Somebody's getting a gold stick, and it ain't me.
Mark.
Yeah. We're gonna have some fun tonight. The Halloween themed is usually one of our favorite productions at the Lightning Hockey Night Live and Lightning Vision, and we are going to have some fun. So, by the way, if you're coming to the game tonight, you better freaking dress up. If I got to dress up, you got to dress up. That's the way it goes. And we're going to have tons of different contests going on tonight. Be handing out candy. We got Kuch's 1,000th point celebration before the game, so you got to get there early. And take part in all the festivities because it's going to be super fun. All right, we got lots to get to. Good morning to you, IndyCar Tim. How are you, partner?
Freezing my ass off, JP.
Oh, really?
47 degrees this morning with a wind chill of 38.
38? What the?
Actually, I wore a coat in the car this morning because my 25-year-old Mercedes heater doesn't work great.
Damn. Wow. Well, we had to, we did a little Bayshore walk this morning, Tally and I did.
Oh.
It was 57 degrees on the Bayshore this morning.
Wow.
With a light breeze. Oh, it's brisk. Yeah, good crowd out there today as well. Yeah, very nice. Lots of doggies out there. By the way, dog people. By the way, we didn't play that carton thing the other day that you wanted to play. Maybe we can reprise that. Dog people, what happened to you? What happened to you, dog people? Back in the day, you walk your dog and dogs go by each other, you stop and you say hello. Hi, how are you? Yeah, and you let the dogs play. They run around, they get the leashes all tangled up. It's all part of it, right? They sniff each other. If you have a friendly dog. If you don't have a friendly dog, obviously not do that. But Tally is the ultimate friendly dog and always wants to get a sniff. But most people now, like this one person yesterday, like grabbed their dog and pulled it away. And the dog, and it wasn't a dangerous dog. The dog wanted, the tail's wagging, it wants to play. Why don't people do that anymore? I wonder.
I don't know.
I ran into, in fact, this morning on the way to Bayshore, I ran into Cam Brate, longtime Tampa Bay Buccaneer tight end, and he had Archie. Yeah. A little Archie was a little Labrador poodle. What do they call those things? Labradoodle. Yeah.
Labradoodle-doo.
Yeah. And they just, they went round and round and had a little, sniff. Their dogs are, they're beings. Let them play. What's wrong with you people? What's happened? What's happened to the world? Why are we not stopping to say hello and sniff some butts? I mean, not the people. We don't need to do that. But
JP, what would you do if you're walking around at Benchmark International, not Amalie Arena,
right?
And you're just minding your own business, walking down the corridor there, headed to the elevator to take you to where you go, and someone just comes up behind you and starts sniffing your butt.
Yeah, it depends on who.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
But no, of course, we're not doing that. But if it's a dog, that's how dogs say hi.
Yeah, they should.
That's how dogs say hello. So as you would say hello to someone, that's how dogs say hello. So yeah, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't understand. Y'all notice that? Dog fans? Anyway. All right, so we got Joey Johnson's going to join us this morning as we get ready to talk a little USF football. The world has not ended, USF football fans, even though you've gone into hiding this week. So, yeah, they have very much so. So come back out. We're going to talk about the Bulls. You're still right there. Yeah, still have an opportunity. There's a pathway, even though it's not great. There's still a pathway to get to the college football playoff. And even if you don't, what a great season you have on the line here if they can continue to win, go to a great bowl game and continue the rise and hopefully hold on to your coach. So, yeah, we're going to talk some USF football with Joey Johnston, sideline reporter. Orestes Destrade will join us at the end of the show to talk a little World Series. We'll talk a little bit about that in the first segment as well. What a performance last night by Trey Savage. Wow.
Historic, JP.
Historic. It was indeed. And Timmy will get to the numbers here in just a second. We got some Rays news as well to get to. So lots of stuff coming your way. We'll do those college football, all kinds of fun stuff.
By the way, we did have breaking news on Twitter yesterday before the World Series game, as Magic Johnson, who's, of course, one of the minority owners of the Dodgers and the Washington Commandos.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson decided to take to Twitter yesterday before the game to say, whoever wins Game 5 will control the World Series. Breaking news, JP. Whoever wins Game 5 and goes up 3-2 controls the World Series.
He's a baseball guy.
What the hell is that?
He's a baseball owner. So, yeah.
JP, here's my take on the Cowboys game against Arizona Monday night. Whoever scores the most points has the best chance of winning the game.
Wait, let me write that down, Adam Schefter.
I'm like, okay. What is that?
Shefty.
According to my sources, the Buccaneers are considering making a trade at the deadline. But they are also not considering making a trade at the deadline. Definitely one of the two. Breaking news. Oh, thank you, Schefter. Did you hear what he just said? He said the Bucs are thinking about making a trade, but might not make one.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And Sergio has already given up.
Sergio's already out.
Look like the Bucs are making any moves. Did you see all the trades that went down this week? None. Has there even been a trade? I don't think there has been. The deadline is November 4th. That's
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. So just chill. And I think the Bucs are going to do something? I do. I do think they're going to do something, but I don't know what, and I don't know how. But I do think they're going to do something. Call me crazy, but I do think they're going to. And I would say the most probable thing would be an inside linebacker. That's what I think is most probable, because you don't have anybody on your roster that you really feel like could be better than what you already have on the field. So I think they probably feel they can find a right guard to solidify that shot. Like they feel that they got somebody they can put there. I think at edge rusher, they feel like Hassan's coming back, and maybe they've just discovered Anthony Nelson might be able to be a starter. You know, it's funny. I remember talking about this in the offseason. We're like, yeah, we need to get one of those prototypical edge rushers, 6'6", 6'7", 270 pounds, 260 pounds, who can come off the edge and swipe and cause fumbles and do all that. And like, Anthony Nelson's been sitting there the whole time. There must be something about this guy that they don't like. But when I see him on the field, I see a starter. I see a guy that makes plays. We need playmakers, especially coming off the edge. Every time this guy plays, he makes plays. By the way, he started this week. By the way, he's the NFL Defensive Player of the Week. Yeah, you understand this, that the Bucs have two guys that have been players of the week in the NFL and don't start. Sean Tucker last year and Anthony Nelson this year. Yeah. Like, at some point, the coaches go, maybe he should be getting more than 30% of the snaps.
I mean, I feel like we know why Sean Tucker's not starting.
0%. Yeah. But with Bucky out, he's barely gotten a sniff.
That is
even with Bucky out. And last week, I thought every time he touched the ball, he did something good.
That is questionable.
Yeah. Yeah, Nathan Elliott says one potential trade was Chris Braswell in a 6th-round pick to Jacksonville for a wide receiver in a 6th-round pick. Anybody who wants Chris Braswell can have. I don't think we're going to deplete our depth at the position to make a trade for a wide receiver. I don't see that happening. I don't know if that's rumored where you heard that, Nathan. Unless
he probably heard that on the Bucks Nation website.
Yeah. By the way, all right, let me just finish my thought. We'll go in on these a-holes. Yeah, I just don't think so. And if we do trade for a wide receivers, what that tells me is Chris Godwin and J-Mac are not coming back as we thought they would be, or they're scared that they're not. So Bucks raised both, said, let's go get Bradley Chubb. I like that idea. And not for a whole lot. I mean, he's obviously injured and his contract is expiring, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if you want a 6th-round pick, we'll give you that. Add some depth at the position and maybe find a guy. I mean, when that guy was healthy, he was freaking wrecking crew. And it's better than probably what we got right now. So, yeah. Greg DeCruz says, I think Bowles feels confident enough in his secondary to allow him to blitz more. They are highly unlikely to find a star edge rusher. Yeah, the big move for the Crosby or the Trey Hendrickson or any, that's not coming. That's not coming. That's not going to come. No. Something like a mid-round pick for Phillips, or if, somehow, Thibodeau now, he's like the number 3 guy, but he's super talented, a former 6th overall pick. You might have to pay a little bit more for him.
I don't understand why everyone thinks the Giants are so ready to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's another thing. Why would they do that? Mm-hmm. Well, because what are they, 2-6 now? The Giants, they're kind of out of it, and he's a number 3 guy playing on a 5th year option. Guess. So he fits the profile to be traded, and I think if they could get a 3rd-round pick for him, they'd do it in a heartbeat. And I think we should think about that. Well, with the whole thing, with Reddick coming back, you've got a lot invested in him. He knows the system. He's played pretty well. Not incredible, but pretty well. You kind of got what you paid for in Hassan Reddick. You paid 2nd-tier money for an edge rusher and got a 2nd-tier edge rusher. He's not a 1A or 1 or a 1A. He's kind of a B. And that's what you got. I think he's been playing well. The defense, the metrics are good. The defensive metrics are good and getting better. And as the defensive backs continue to get healthy, yeah, to your point, they can do a lot more things up front that a little bit more creative. So I'm not really worried about the defense right now. I'm worried about the offense. I'm worried about the Bucs offense because when the Lions played the Buccaneers, they showed something that the Saints did, and I think every other team is going to do, and that's spy Baker Mayfield, not let him out of the pocket to go make plays. And when he has to stay in the pocket, and I think he's beat up a little bit, he's had an oblique and a knee injury. He's been challenged with his accuracy. His accuracy the last 2 games has not been great. I mean, it's not what it was earlier in the season. So did he suddenly forget how to throw the football? No. He's not able to step into his throw. He's not getting out of the pocket like he once was to be able to get those lanes, because let's not forget he's 6'1", to get those throwing lanes that he can get out and extend plays and make plays. That allows your receivers a chance to uncover, and they need that. They need a little extra time because these guys are not your Mike Evans, are not your number 1s, number 2 guys, Godwin, who can win right off the line, and you know exactly where they're going to be, and you have that chemistry with them, and the passing game runs through those guys. And you don't have that because everybody's freaking hurt. Everybody's freaking hurt. So,
and by the way, this, boys and girls, is how pass rush can affect quarterback play without registering sacks. Everybody's like, well, we don't see sacks, so they must not be getting to the quarterback and affecting the quarterback. We hear that all the time. No, this is exactly how you do that. Look how Baker's playing, and I know he's going through a little bit of an injury situation, at least we think. And you don't have to register a sack to affect the quarterback play. And that's, right. I think that's part of what's happening with Baker right now. He's getting hurried. He's hurt. It's a combination of all these things. It's affecting his throws and it's affecting his play. It's not something that will last. It's not something that's going to happen the rest of the season, I don't think. So let's not panic over it.
Yeah, I agree. Nathan Elliott says, Yard Barker, Bleacher Report had a couple of others have put the potential Braswell plus a 6 for Brian Thomas plus a 6 trade out there. There's no way they're trading Brian Thomas
world
for Chris Braswell.
What in the world?
Come on, guys. Come on.
Use your football brains.
Come on now. As I believe, not that it means a whole lot, but didn't Liam Cohen say they're not trading Brian Thomas Jr.? And they certainly not trading him for Chris Braswell.
No.
Come on, guys.
I think Liam Cohen knows Chris Braswell.
I think, to your point, they're looking at Bucks Nation too much. Have you seen this website? And this, I mean, this. How in the hell is this even legal? Do you have the latest bullshit thing that they put up? And I call and I get mad because everybody hits me up and sends me these, and I'm like, that's not real. We did not just trade for AJ Brown. You might see that on NFL websites if we did. And they were reporting that the Bucks and Joel Glazer made a trade, not Jason Light, but Joel Glazer made a trade for AJ Brown. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
and the one yesterday was Ed Hockley quoting Ed Hockley, the former NFL ref, ripping into current refs about the stupid play against last week. Yeah, here's the one. Bucks Nation. Bucks acquire Eagles Pro Bowl wide receiver amid Chris Godwin injury crisis, and co-chairman Joel Glazer's decision leaves fans. I mean,
Joel Glazer traded for AJ Brown.
How many? And the one with Ed Hockley had 550 comments and 480 shares. Which, of course, these fake website people get paid on these views, and like, how does Facebook allow them to continue to do this? Because it's some of this stuff they put out there is borderline slander.
Oh, here's the Ed Hockley one.
Yeah.
Legendary referee Ed Hockley calls for NFL to re-examine Ron Torbert after phantom whistle controversy in Buccaneers Saints game. Ed Hockley never said anything. He's retired.
Yeah. And he would never, come out of retirement to criticize Ron Torbert. But people swallow it hook, line, and sinker. And then we have to come on here and no, that's not true. But how are they allowed to keep doing this and posting this shit? Man,
I don't know, but there are, JP, as you and I talked about off the air, there are 1,000 Facebook pages pretending to represent NFL media for NFL teams like this. There's a million of them for Cowboys. I literally have people probably 20 times a day send me an article from Facebook.
Yeah.
And asking me, hey, is this real? Did the Cowboys just trade for Tom Brady, even though he retired 3 years ago? And I'm like, number one, do you really believe that would ever happen? And number two, unfollow that website and block it right now, that Facebook page. Here's the one that got me, though.
I don't even follow Bucks Nation. It's asking me to follow, and this shit keeps popping up in my feed.
Here's the one that got me, though.
I look for Buck stuff. Yeah.
This was from yesterday. Yeah. Heartwarming, JP. Buccaneers legend. And they don't name him, but they put the picture on it of Doug Williams in his Redskins.
Is that how they get around the slander charges?
I guess he's diagnosed with dementia and he can't speak, according to an unnamed family member, JP. But he recognizes games.
A month ago on stage speaking.
Right? Yeah. I don't know the legalities of it again. And by the way, if you click on this website, I don't know how y'all have your computer set up, but look, number one, you can tell something by a website name. Our website is fanstreamsports.com. It's exactly what you get, right? Yeah. When you see it, it's what you get. Their website, for those listening to the podcast and not on visual here, is true.qynrafinance.com, and then the string of Buccaneers. Okay, you're trying to tell me that's a legitimate news site.
Yeah.
My computer won't even open it because it says it's full of crap.
Right. Yeah.
You guys got to, and I'm not calling anybody out, but I know you Bucs fans are smarter than to fall for crap like that you see on useless Facebook pages to believe that any of it's real.
And sometimes you see headlines like the Hockley thing. I'm like, wow, really? Did he really do that? That's crazy. It was a shitty call and really weird. Yeah. And then the quote from him, I'm like, oh, that sounds very professional and very good. And the stories are very well written, AI written, obviously. And you wow, and it looks professional. It looks the part. But you're like, yeah, not really. And it's up so at this point, Facebook should know that it should be reported enough time that this is all bullshit. And even to some degree, a lot of the AI stuff that's being done now with voices that looks so real, I mean, most of it's funny as hell. But some of it's, you're like, wow. And I think a lot of people believe it, and they make judgments based on what they're seeing and hearing. It's really bad.
Hey, JP, listen to this one. I feel like we're giving them too much airtime, but it's funny. Yeah. This is from October 28th at 12:54 p.m. After a dominant win over the Saints, Coach Todd Bowles says greatness is earned, not given. No cameras, no celebration. When the entire Bucs team had left the field, one man remained in the Superdome, deep in thought, reviewing every play in his mind. And in that quiet moment, Bowles realized the Buccaneers have found their leader. What?
There's another one going around where it's like, and then he started singing "God Bless America," and it's this patriotic thing. It's Brent Venables. And
right.
They did it with Brent Venables and Mike Norvell as he was leaving the field. He one lone voice, started singing "God Bless America," and it's like, I'm like, oh my God! And then you see one with Brent Venables. You see what, like, evidently every coach that's on the hot seat. I support Mike Norvell because he did this, and it's like, you can't believe any of this shit. We are in the age of misinformation. Nothing is real. Everything's a scam.
JP, do you want to know?
Is a scam.
Do you want to know why you haven't heard anything from Bucs Nation until now?
Why is that?
They just started this page on October 16th.
Yeah.
This thing's 2 weeks old, and it has conned 3,300 people into following the page.
Yeah.
With not a legit website, with a phone number. I should call this phone number. We should call this phone number on the air.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Like, hey, this is Doug Williams' nephew. You just wrote a story about him not being able to talk. We're going to sue you. And you know what they do? Then they just shut it down.
Yeah.
And they dissolve the company, and there's nobody to sue. Except GMYN Finance, whoever they are.
Whoever that is.
Yeah. You can sue them.
God, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Bucks Basement says, JP, have you heard anything on Bucks making moves? Well, Jason Light and I have had beers before, but he does not text me when he's about to make a move, unfortunately. Or
he doesn't ask you, should we take a third for this guy? Even
when he's thinking about it. I would like him to, but unfortunately, Bucks Basement, he does not. So I have to just kind of, use my common sense and years of experience covering this team and Jason Light and try to, kind of figure out what he's thinking. And I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50. The deal has to be right. And for Jason Light, we all know that it's got to knock your socks off in order for him to do something. And I think, we'll see. Let's just wait till the deadline comes and goes. Let's see what happens this week. Other teams. I think that's what probably he's waiting for, is the price to come down. Because if you're looking at somebody from the Giants or looking at somebody and they lose another game this week, then maybe the price goes down. So, you never want to, and you don't need them till, it would be nice to bring him in the bye week and get him up to speed. There's value to that. But I think they're probably going to wait until next week. And, typically Jason doesn't do it, but I think there's definitely an argument that this is a 6-2 team that has all this promise and an easy schedule. I shouldn't say easy, but a less challenging schedule down the stretch. If ever there was a time, this is the time. You've drafted well. You have a lot of guys, good starters that are under team-friendly contracts. It's time to maybe, lose a third-round pick. And it's not like you're losing it and you're not getting a player. Whoever you're going to go get is probably a player that you won't find in the third round. It's probably a very productive professional player that you would dream of getting in the third round or maybe even the second round.
Yeah.
But they usually come with a higher price in terms of their salary, and it's a salary cap game. So there's that. So, I think if there's ever been a time, this is it. Even last year, we were like, we're still a few pieces away from a Super Bowl roster. It's probably not the time. But this year, I think with with the landscape of the league looking as it does, no dominant teams in the NFC, no dominant teams in the AFC, really. It's wide open. And if you can get an extra piece that's going to help you down the road, why not do it for a draft pick? Absolutely. But so have I heard of anything? No. But they're very tight-lipped over there. There's not going to be. I think a lot of these rumors, Nathan, that you hear does not fall for BS. Only share the stupidity for laughs. Yes. I think a lot of that is agent-driven. An agent wants to get a guy out of a certain place. He's going to call the Adam Schefters and all these guys and say, "Hey, it's I got a call from this team, and they're talking about dealing." And they'll put the trade rumors out there. So it's more agent-driven than it is. No GMs are out there calling Adam Schefter and say, "Hey, we're thinking about trading Brian Thomas Jr." Unless it's complete subterfuge and they're trying to find, I don't know, dump a guy or do something. I don't know. But whatever you hear in terms of trade rumors, how often do they actually pan out?
Yeah.
In my experience, not very often. So, and everybody wants to do it, but it's not.
And look, let's throw this hypothetical out there. We've got the Bucks have Hassan Reddick right now that you were able to wait for to get in free agency. If you had given a third-round draft pick for Hassan Reddick last year,
yeah,
I think you'd have been happy. Like, yeah, man, we're getting Hassan Reddick for a third.
Yeah.
Now, if he had the stats that he has now at this point of the season, would you be happy giving up that third-round pick? Is he playing like a third-round pick right now? Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be unhappy. But what if it was a second? And that's the gamble when you make trades like this for guys that you have high expectations for.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't live up to it, it blows everything.
Right.
And that's why GMs hesitate to do stuff like this.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Brian Bradley's going to join us live from Benchmark International Arena. I wonder if he'll be in costume.
Oh, it's too early for that, right?
Yeah, no, and Brian Bradley's not going to be in costume.
He's not going to be in costume anyway, is he, on TV?
That's 100% not happening. We are brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. They also bring you the Gator Report each and every Friday with Scott Carter. So if you are involved in an accident, always call the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. That's the website. Email them and tell them you want that case evaluation, that free case evaluation, and they will hook you up. So give them a call over there, Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. It makes a difference if they know the local legal landscape, and that's Jeeves Law Group. Also, Genesis of Tampa.com. And by the way, Genesis of Tampa has a great offer. If you buy a new car, no payments until 2026. They're also asking, because they're a great local company with a heart, to drop off any donations for Jamaican hurricane relief. Those folks got absolutely hammered down there. And Mike Murphy is taking donations. He's going to fly down all the stuff that you bring into Genesis of Tampa. You can also buy MREs and bring those over. I think you can buy them on Amazon, have them shipped over to Genesis of Tampa, and they will deliver them. So we're partnering with Genesis of Tampa to get some hurricane relief to the devastated folks in Jamaica. So, just go to Genesis of Tampa. You can get more information on that as well. Back in 3 with Brian Bradley. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business.
We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucks and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, the official bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. They got a big Halloween party coming up tomorrow night. DJ, the whole nine. They got a costume contest going on. So if you're looking for a place to hang out and have some fun, it's Riveters Tampa tomorrow night. Go on down there and with your crazy-ass costume and win the costume contest. Yeah, baby. All right, let's go on out to Benchmark International Arena, where the great Brian Bradley is standing by at the morning skate. Lightning Hall of Famer. What's up, Brads? How are you, buddy?
Good, JP. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Outstanding, man.
Happy Halloween, Brian. Where's your costume?
I got one on right now. I'm going as Brian Bradley.
There you go.
Up as a Lightning
God,
Hall
man,
of
that's
Famer.
what I was going to go as tonight. Dang it.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're a dead ringer, man. That is one good
Man.
costume.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I even put earbuds in. That's crazy.
Hey, so
What's that?
we got the Lightning going for 4 in a row tonight, bro. Then we see this coming.
Yeah.
We see this. I mean, it was a tough start, but they're back to 500. That's it's been some good hockey lately. There the boys are. All right. Who's on the ice?
Yeah, you know what? The guys are all to a full skate today with everybody. Everybody's on the ice here. Vazzy's in net tonight. He's starting, so that's our net down there where they're going to shoot on Vazzy right now. You know what? The guys look good. They got pop. Like we talked about, a while ago, JP. I mean, I really just think they weren't in game shape. I mean, now we're in game 10. Against Ottawa last Thursday, they played okay. We lost 3-2. Anaheim, we got a little bit better. Then against Las Vegas, we dominated Las Vegas, which is a really good team. If it wasn't for their goalie, who was his first time playing a game, we would have won that game 7-8-1.
Yeah.
We went to overtime. Kuch scored a goal, but then we went to Nashville on Tuesday. Absolutely dominated Nashville. So you know what? The boys got their legs back. It's taken a few games. Sometimes you can come into camp and be ready to go, and you're in great shape, but doesn't mean you're in hockey shape. Doesn't mean you're in skating shape. And I think these guys weren't at the level that they needed to be to compete with some of these other teams. I think they got their legs now, and they're going to be tough to beat. I'm telling you right now, they look really good. They look sharp out here this morning. The passer, Chris, there's a different level of speed they're playing with right now. You can just tell the way they're moving on the ice. They look ready to go tonight, and it'll be a good game. Look, the Dallas Stars are 6-3. They got 13 points. They're up there in the Western 4-4-2 now. I think if we can peel off a couple more wins, we get right back to where we need to be. But this team looks really good. I'm excited to see them play tonight. Hagel, Sorelli, those guys look outstanding. And they're back in. Nick Paul's on the ice today. He's in a red jersey, so he's starting to skate with full gear. So he's on the ice right now. I don't know if you can see a red jersey out in that corner. He's right down in that corner.
I can.
There.
Yes.
There's a red jersey. Guys are in black and blue, but we got one guy in red. That's
breaking
Nick Paul.
news.
Talked to him. He said he's getting close to getting the red jersey off, so he's not too far away from coming back, I guess. When you start to practice, you're really close to coming back. So especially he's in a red jersey, that color will change, but I like what we're doing. You know what? They got Dominic James, young kid. He's played really good. He's playing on line with Gage Gonsalves and Bjorkstrand. So, you know what? I like that line. And then the Yanni Gord line with, Jurgensen and stuff like that. They look really good too. You know what? Yeah.
And Holmquist.
Holmquist, they look really good. They're on the ice right now, skating down the ice with the puck. But that's a good veteran line. They've been around for a while. It's a good fourth line. You know what? Obviously, the big guy, Curtis Douglas, is going to go in and out of the lineup just because I don't know if Dallas has anybody that's physically tough that can fight.
Right.
I don't know if they do. I know Utah has some guys, so Sunday he'll probably be back in the lineup, but I'm expecting him maybe not to play tonight, Curtis Douglas, with some of the other guys we got out here. See what happens. But, I like everything. We played really well the last few games, and we just got to keep the train rolling right now. I mean, this is a good team. I mean, exhibition, we were 6-1, but no one cares about exhibition games. Guys are going through the motions.
Right.
And then we got to talk about, too, is there he is right there in front of me now, Nikita Kucherov, 1,000 points. Second player in Lightning history to have 1,000 points. Victor Hedman has 800 points, but I think they're doing a stick tonight, a gold stick or silver stick.
Golden stick, yes.
A golden stick for his 1,000 points, which is amazing. I mean, to me, Kucherov will probably go down. He's going to beat Stamkos' record at some point, but he'll probably go down as one of probably the greatest player in Lightning history with all the Stanley Cups and everything he's did in terms of being on the ice.
I don't think there's any doubt about that with the numbers that he's putting up right now. And his game has kind of turned around a little bit, don't you think, since early on? You're the only one I've heard talk about that the guys weren't really in shape, and I think you nailed that because they looked sluggish early on, and I'm saying, well, they're not that old. It's not like they suddenly got old, but they did look sluggish, and they looked a little slow, and that could be because they just weren't – nobody really played in the preseason.
Well, you played – 2 games, and the games you're playing are like half speed. They're not really up to speed games in a preseason game because no one wants to get hurt. So you know what? I'm watching them play. I can go back to the first 2 or 3 games of the season. We play Ottawa at home in the home opener. We have a fantastic first period. We're up 3-1, and then couldn't even skate.
Lost our legs.
After that, lost our legs. Go to New Jersey, play them at home. Awful. Not even a good game at all. The whole game was bad. Then we go on the road for a couple of games, play okay, good in Boston, win, to Washington. Then we have back-to-back against Detroit and Columbus, which we should beat. We don't play good in either one of those games. I mean, really bad. The Detroit game, we were getting outshot had 2 shots in the first period and 5 in the second. We were getting outshot 24-7 after 2 periods against Detroit in Detroit. And we couldn't even skate. There's something wrong. I mean, and you know what? Now the veteran guys, it's been a few games now. They're getting up to speed with the rest of the league and they're getting their game legs. But, I mean, I could tell right away something's not right. There's not everybody can look that fast at one time.
Right. Yeah. Brian, can you put 1,000 points in perspective? And he's only 31 years old. I mean, 1,000 points, 3 heart trophy. I mean, this guy, what he's done already, he's obviously headed to the Hall of Fame. When you start putting his accomplishments up, it's up with the greatest to ever do it. All the big names in the league. Can you put it in perspective what 1,000 points is at this point in his career?
Yeah, you know what? He's just he's a special player. I mean, his vision, what he sees on the ice. He does backhand passes, forehand passes, where it's like, how did he know the guy was going to be there? It's like, it's just incredible to watch. For all you Lightning fans out there, he is one of a kind. I mean, he'll be here for the next 4 or 5 years, but I mean, as he gets older, he's not going to be as good. But he's in his prime right now, and he looks fantastic. But 1,000 points is just incredible. I mean, Stammer has, I think, 1138 or something like that. I mean, look at the games per ratio. It's just so different. I mean, his numbers are amazing. I mean, when you talk about the Lightning winning their 3 Stanley Cups, but the last 2 we won, he was a major, major part of that reason. Him and Braden Point with their numbers were outstanding. But I mean, he to me is the greatest Lightning player ever, because I can say that because I've seen everybody playing. I'm not disrespecting, Vinny, Marty, Brad Richards. I mean, Dave Anderchek was here for the Cubs and stuff like that. But guys like that were great players in the Hall of Fame. Dave Anderchek. At the end of the day, what Kucherov does with the puck is just incredible. He's got the best vision, best hands, best playmaking ability. Maybe not the best shot. Stamkos still has the best shot, one-timer on the wall, but everything else goes to Kucherov. He's phenomenal.
I would agree wholeheartedly. Timmy, you want to jump in here?
No, I'm just I like the point you brought up about the toughness of the Stars. Obviously, under the old regime and DeBoer, they were not known as the most physical and toughest of teams, and that's one of the reasons, among many, why DeBoer's not here anymore. The issues I have with the Stars' toughness are now with the new regime under Glenn Gulletson. Of course, Gulletson was here in Dallas for a couple of years back in the early teens. And failed miserably. Now, it was his first head coaching stint, and clearly he's grown since then with some of the organizations he's been with. But that's part of why he was brought in, is to head up that and to make guys tougher, make the team a little bit tougher. And now early in the season, we've got guys that are showing some physicality, but it's the lower line guys. Now, you would expect that from guys like Jamie Benn, but he's out right now with the collapsed lung. He's going to be out for a little while. But I think if there's an advantage between these two teams here, it is clearly the Lightning's renewed physicality, because I don't know that Dallas really has anybody that can compete with that on the ice. I hope so. I've always thought these two teams were pretty evenly matched as far as talent, coaching, things like that. But if there's a distinct advantage, it's the physicality of the Light. Their renewed physicality, I think, this season.
Yeah, those are great points. I mean, I don't disagree with you on anything like that. I mean, they had to make a change after last season. I mean, there was a run-in with, Jake Ottinger, the goalie. I mean, he's a really good goalie. He's a big guy too, 6'3", 4 like Vazzy. But at the end of the season last year, they lost to Edmonton, and the coach kind of called him out in the playoffs and pulled him, and kind of like he was a scapegoat. So, I mean, it was a bad situation for DeBoer. It was a bad situation for Dallas. I think that's part of the reason he got let go.
Yeah.
But, Dallas has got a great team. They got a lot of guys up front that can score goals besides Sagan. They've got a lot of different players. Robertson's a great player. Nero Hishkinen, the defenseman's a great player. I mean, they've got some guys that can really play and put the puck in the net. They're always up in the Western Conference in the top 3, 4, 5 teams. They had a great series against Colorado last year, won 7 games, went deep in the playoffs and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I mean, we're a more physical team this year. But I mean, Curtis Douglas is, he's in there because there's certain teams that we need him against. I mean, tonight, maybe not. I heard Utah has some toughness. But, when you
Yep.
talk about Florida, you talk about, Montreal, you talk about Boston, you got to have a guy like that in your lineup. And you have to have him there to protect. Like when you see him on the ice, no one's running around being stupid, taking shots at Kucherov, Point, Gensel. They know they're going to have to pay the price. That's
Right.
just part of the game. It used to be back in the day and it went away with it, but now Florida's brought it back into the league. And that's the way they play.
Yeah.
And they're not going to change, Florida Panthers, at all.
Yeah.
So you have to have that. It's not just a skating. It's not just this. It's a physical game, but sometimes fighting's part of the game. And I hate it when you see guys going after Kucherov, Point, Gensel. Hagel has to fight. We don't want Hagel fighting. We don't want guys fighting like that. I can't wait to play the Panthers on November 15th. That's going to be a great game. I mean, we're going to have the big guy, and let's just see how tough some of those guys are. Let's see how tough Greer is and number 12 and 10 are when they got to fight him. They won't last. They'll get killed. I mean, that's just part of the game. I can't wait.
It's boring too.
And I hope they call up Sabrin for the game because we'll go
they
with
will.
3 lines. And you know what? Well, for one game, we can sit a guy or two out and play those guys. And, they're not going to be stupid, but they're going to be like, you know what? If it's a hockey game, it's a hockey game. But if you want to play a dumb game, we're going to play a dumb game with you.
Yeah. Greer wants to
that's how it
sucker
works.
punch somebody, have him sucker punch Douglas.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. We'll
Yeah,
see how that goes for him.
You want to do that to Hagel, then we're all in, man.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely, 100%. Hey, you mentioned Holmberg. That fourth line of Holmberg, Gord, and Gergensons was awesome the other night. They've kind of put that one together. I like that fourth line, and they had so much possession time. What does that add to the attack for the Lightning?
Yeah, you know what? It's just, they're veteran guys. They know what to do. They play with speed. It's good to have, Jurgensen back. Zygmunt, he had a couple goals the other night. They just know what they do. They're great defensive players. They play at high pace, and it kind of reminds me, and I'm just going to throw it out there.
Okay.
I don't know, but I'm going to throw it out there. They kind of remind me a little bit, but it's not there yet with, Barclay Gaudreau, Blake Coleman, and Yanni Gord. It's kind of a similar fit, that line. They're not going to beat you with all the skill, but they are going to work. They're going to grind you down. They're going to take bodies. They're going to make you pay the price. And I really like that line. I mean, it's a very good line for us right now for John Cooper. And they play hard. They play to win. And, like I said, it makes everybody else work right now. So, and we've got some young guys like Dominic James. He's coming in the lineup. He's brought speed to the game, which a lot of the guys need. We needed that to get our legs going. So, and, what about the kid the other night? I really liked the way he played. Charles Datsu, the defenseman, number 51. He had a
Charles
great goal the
Edouard
other night.
Dastu. Yeah,
Charles
got his
Ed-
first
yeah.
goal.
Had his first goal. Pointer made a great back pass. He fired it in the net and stuff like that. But the kid can play. I've seen him play before. He's a very good defenseman. So, you know what? It's going to be a fun game to watch tonight. And you know what? It's 2 good teams. So we'll see what happens.
Yep, I'm excited for it.
Looking forward to it. All right, partner. Well, I'll see you tonight. You might not recognize me, though.
Oh, you're going to be in an outfit? Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to be.
Ron Burgundy's filling in for me tonight.
Ron Burgundy?
Yeah.
I'm going to be Curtis Douglas and come in there and just smack you right in the face.
I think we should set that up. Actually, we'll do a little bit.
His punch, you could be in the other room when he punches you. He's so big.
I'll just say I believe we have a special guest here who's invaded my space. Who are you, sir? And you could say I'm Byron Bradley. I'm like, I've never heard of you. Who are you? Why are you here? This is
I'm
my
kind of
time.
a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal. You're not.
I'm number 42, Curtis Douglas. I will take care of you.
I think we just cleared. All right, that's happening second period for sure. That's 100% happening.
You got to roll tape on it. We got to have it.
Yeah.
All right, we made a
Over
gig.
and out, boys. Have a good day.
All right, love you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
I'm going the Bolts win 5-2 tonight. Good game.
There it is. All right.
Good game.
All right,
5-2
5-2.
Bolts.
I'm betting on it.
We're back. I
You already
think
owe me
Jake
$100 from last
Jake
week.
Gensel's going to be my guy tonight. I got a funny feeling about Jake Gensel. He's going to be
2
hot.
points. 2 points for Gensel tonight.
2 points or 2 goals. 2 goals. Yeah, maybe
All right.
2
Ooh,
points.
okay.
But that line's going to be hot. Kucherov, Point, and Gensel is going to be hot tonight.
All right, I'm betting on it.
Yep, here
Thanks,
we go.
Brads. Appreciate it.
Thanks, boys. Have a good one. Cheers.
Yeah. I think that'll work tonight, Timmy. Don't you think?
Yeah, make sure somebody's filming. We got to have that on. We got to be able to post that on social media.
I'm sorry. Who are you, sir? Brian
I'm
Bradley?
kind of a big deal.
I've never heard of you. Why are you here? I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm kind of a big deal, and you're not.
I have many leather-bound books on bookcases of rich mahogany.
Lightning Hall of Famer? What is that? Not
Who are the Lightning?
They play in San Diego?
What is the Lightning?
I believe we have some behind-the-scenes footage from yesterday's shoot where myself, Greg Wolf, and Paul Porter and Thunderbug, the new Channel 4 News team, by the way, in case you're wondering. We'll take you behind the scenes. This is a clip yesterday from the open. We're shooting an opening of the Channel 4 News that's going to air right before Lightning Vision. This is what we do, folks. This is going to be like a 20-second clip.
Professionals.
And we get everybody over there the day before to do a shoot, just so you guys can have a few laughs. This is the lengths that we go to absolutely entertain you people. Here, roll it. Roll the clip. There's Stephen Fry, a great producer. There's the great John Franzone. And that's...
Yes. Ron Burgundy will be making his appearance. All right. Be there, 6 o'clock and 11.
That's Greg Wolf I'm Ron Burgundy. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, this is what we do to entertain you people. Yeah, I do not get paid nearly enough. Do not get paid nearly enough for this shenanigans that will ensue this evening. But you will enjoy it. Hopefully.
By the way, JP, I haven't mentioned that tonight for the Stars versus Lightning, I might be doubling up on my fandom with my vintage 1997 Mike Modano Stars jersey.
Mike Modano.
And my Tampa Bay Lightning hat that I will take home with me to wear, or at the bar, wherever I'm at. If I wear a Lightning hat and a Stars jersey during a Stars Lightning game,
can't lose.
What does that say about me?
Can't lose. Interesting strategy. Can't win either, I guess. I don't know how that works. So should I actually do the entire show tomorrow, Halloween, in the Ron Burgundy getup?
Yeah, I don't know that you need to try to do your Ron Burgundy voice impression, but I would definitely do the entire show wearing what you had on right there.
That's the whole idea. Why would I not do the Ron Burgundy voice impression the entire show? That would be fun, would it not?
You can have a producer in your ear going, "For the love of God, just stop."
That's enough.
That's enough.
No more.
We need JP back.
When I'm doing it, like going through like the whole pregame show or whatever I'm doing intermission, like I'll get to a point where it feels like, okay, that's enough. And at the same time, my producer Steven will come in my ear and go, okay, can we get back to the regular voice now? I don't know. We'll see where it goes tonight. There's a plan, but there's no, it can change at any moment. But if you would like to see me do the entire show tomorrow as Ron Burgundy, please put it in the comments. Because we do what you fans want. Rick says Golden Stick. That was my stripper name. Stick, or was it something else that rhymes with stick?
Was it Short Stick?
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that was mine.
What else we got here? KK says Bucks need a wide receiver or offensive player to help Baker. We need a linebacker, and we need a linebacker. Yeah. I would say that, but I mean, again, we don't have the information that Jason Light has. We don't have the extensive injury information that he has. If you believe Chris Godwin is coming back and J-Mac's coming back, you don't go trade for a wide receiver, obviously. But we don't know that, so we can't speak intelligently on that. If you say they're not coming back, I would say, yeah, absolutely go get a wide receiver. You need one. And I might also say, maybe don't trade for anybody, because if those guys aren't coming back, one wide receiver is probably not that you can get right now you're not. Again, I don't think you're getting AJ Brown. I don't think that's happening.
I don't know that you want AJ Brown. Why would you want AJ Brown?
No. And
y'all did take a flyer on Antonio Brown, and he's kind of turning into Antonio Brown.
Well, that was completely Brady.
I know, but
that was completely.
Light still
Brady
signed
generated.
off on it. Light still signed off on it.
He did, and so did BA, who told me he would never, ever have Antonio Brown on his roster.
Really?
But that's the power of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And Tom did keep him in check for most of the time to win a Super Bowl, but it was just a matter of time. A matter of time before he melted down. And I'll never forget Brady not supporting Arians in that deal, because he didn't. He was mad at Arians for kicking him off the sideline.
Right.
Tell him to get the F out, because he wouldn't go back in the game. And you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's not cool. Rick says, people believe these reports because social media is the last bastion of truth. Yeah.
There's something to that.
Yeah. Not really. But, man, it's getting worse and worse. And at some point, they got to do something. Greg DeCruz says, so many stupid fan sites that lead with a bogus headline to get you to click. I know. And it wastes my time and your time, and I don't like it. Michael LaRue says, I know the Bucs value their draft picks, but if they trade a late round pick for a veteran on an expiring contract, they could still get a compensatory pick if he leaves in free agency. Yeah, absolutely. I made that point last week. And so you got to think of that. And again, if you're getting a ready-made player who can come in and help you right now, it's a lot of times it's better than a draft pick. It doesn't have the longevity, but it doesn't mean that player's not going to stay with you next year or a year after. And even if he's on an expiring contract, with the culture that the Bucs have here, you're exposing them to a recruiting visit of many months that's probably going to make them want to sign here and come back and play here, especially if he's a success. So, yeah. Lonnie Wilkins has a comment. I wanted to get to this, by the way. It said, JP, are you riding your skateboard over to the Rays' new team store in the old Dr. Barbecue building? Thankfully, the new Rays pop-up store will not be dominated by skateboard culture. It'll be dominated by culture, Rays stuff.
Why do you
like
hate
real Rays stuff? What's that?
Why do you hate skateboarders?
I don't hate skateboarders. I think the idea of making your, what do they call those jerseys? The alternate jerseys, or what the hell are they called in baseball?
The City Connect?
The City Connect, yeah. The City Connect jersey was all about skateboard culture and art culture. Just
right,
weird.
I got you.
Yeah.
So need to do away with those, by the way.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that on the other side. Quick break. When we come back, Joey Johnson's going to join us, USF sideline reporter. Yes, we're going to reminisce a little bit about what happened in Memphis. He was there, but the season is not over, folks. There's lots to go for USF. It's going to be it already has been a magical season and still can be. So we'll talk to Joey Johnson, USF sideline reporter. We're brought to you by the Golden Diamond Source. 40% off mounting in October. If you're looking to get that ring, you get 40% off the mounting. That'll save you a lot of cash, folks. Obviously, this is the best place to go. They have the best staff. They have the best prices. They have the best selection. And they are a great local company. And we say when you're shopping for the holidays, and you're starting to do that already, keep it local at great places like the Golden Diamond Source. You'll save 40% on the mounting and, of course, get the best service. And they'll keep you in your budget as well. Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Overton Road, and online at goldendiamond.com. Back in 3 with Joey Johnson.
The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, Get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldanddiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Almaton Road. Always online at goldanddiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES.
With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Italiano Insurance. Get that insurance checkup. Make sure that you're fully insured. 40% of you folks are not fully insured in your home. So if something happens and you have to replace your home, you're not going to be able to replace it with the insurance money. So make sure you're fully insured. And also let them check around, see if they can find you a better price on auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, all that stuff. Great customer service. They do all the work. You save all the money. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. They're a local treasure, just like our next guest, the great Joey Johnston, USF sideline reporter, longtime Tampa Tribune reporter as well. What's up, Joey? How are you, my friend?
Good, JP. How's it going? Happy early Halloween to you.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to the rest of the USF season, but I'm sure this is it's been a tough week for a lot of USF fans, and I think maybe just especially the way the game that went down at Memphis just seemed like totally in control, and then you weren't. What you were there? You were there. It was an interesting atmosphere, I'm sure. Place was sold out, I think. Tell me just your thoughts on what went down there. First half was good. Second half, not so much.
Yeah, from the start, it seemed a little weird. The USF opted to take the ball, which they almost never do, and threw an interception on the fourth play of the game, and then Memphis scored immediately. But USF got control of the game, and certainly when you have a two touchdown lead going to the fourth quarter, you think you're in control. But it was just something that was a little off. I mean, I think clearly Memphis played a much better second half. They made better adjustments. USF found itself in positions where it hadn't been before. It had never been in a game where it was trying to protect a lead in the fourth quarter. Believe it or not, not once. The way that the Bulls play, they're either ahead by a lot or behind by a lot. So it was a completely different animal, and certainly they could have managed the game better. I think that's pretty obvious throughout. There's several things you can look at there. And they did put themselves in a position to put it in overtime, but man, I tell you, the special teams, which had been such a strength, did not come through. First of all, to set up Memphis's go-ahead drive, they managed just a 23-yard punt, USF, which was terrible.
Yeah.
And then positioning themselves for the field goal, a holding penalty made it from a
brutal.
42 to a 52-yard field goal.
I think it's good from 42, right?
Yeah, probably is. The snap was low. The hold was not good. Nico Grammatica did get it up in the air, but it just faded left. It just wasn't a good operation. So the special teams didn't come through in the late game. Certainly, you could question the use of timeouts down the stretch in the last 2 minutes that could have given the Bulls more time to operate.
Going for it on fourth down instead of kicking that field goal.
That's the one that people harp on, and in real time, I didn't think of it as much as I did after the game, because it looked like USF was on a roll where they were going to just score every drive. Right. And Alex Golish does go for it a lot. Yep. He went for it on fourth down more than any other team in the country 2 years ago. It was 4th and 3, I believe it was. It wasn't a great call. It was like a rollout to the right. Yeah, that was short of the sticks. I didn't really like the call. But you don't think of it at the time that's going to come back to haunt you, but it certainly did. And I think one thing that's notable, Alex Golish did fall on the sword. He took the blame for it, and he pointed to that. He pointed to other things. Says he's going to get better. So it's not like he's saying this is my way and trying to defend it. I mean, he knows that things went awry, but very frustrating because even with all the things still in front of USF, they would have been in great command of the situation. They would have had their name announced on the first football playoff show on ESPN. They would have been in that hopper. Probably not going to be now. Had command of everything to possibly even host the championship game in the American. That's probably a long shot at this point. But all that being said, there's 4 games left. If the Bulls went out, I think there's a really good chance they'll be in the championship game. And if they win that, they're in the playoff, I believe, for the most part. So all those things are in front of them. This is, not what you wanted. Very frustrating result to I think clearly be a better team than Memphis, but not come away with a win. But the Bulls, they have a bye week. They got to dust themselves off, and they got to get back to work.
Joey Johnson joining us here. I'm frozen on the screen, but hopefully you can still hear me.
Yes.
We got you.
Yeah.
Maybe my best look, actually.
Yeah.
You mentioned that he fell on a sword, and I think that's cool because this is, at that moment it becomes what's next, right? Is how do we go forward from here? And I think players, I think they want to hear something like that. They want to know that not that they didn't, but everybody's all in. You make mistakes, you get right back at it. Now they're off this week, so what has this kind of week been like for the team, for the coaching staff? Self-scouting comes into it. What's this week been like?
Yeah, it just comes at a good time for one thing, physically to heal up. They hope maybe Chaz Nimrod, their leading receiver, will be back for the next game at UTSA a week from today, actually on a Thursday night. Maybe they can get a few guys feeling a little better and back in the lineup. So the way their bye weeks have fallen, their season's been in 4 games bye. So it's really a nice rhythm to it. Get them ready for the November stretch run, and also evaluate what happened against Memphis. Don't overthink it, but point out where things could have been better and try to make them better. Go down the stretch. You look at the games USF has left. 3 of them certainly on paper, USF should be a heavy favorite. The one that's going to stand out is the November 15th trip to Navy. Navy is undefeated, but Navy has an incredibly difficult backloaded schedule. North Texas, USF, Notre Dame, and Memphis. So if Navy comes out of that undefeated, I'll be very, very impressed. But USF at Navy on November 15th in Annapolis, Maryland. We don't know what the weather's going to be like. It could be anything. That's something you got to keep your eye on. And also the way Navy plays with their ability to run the ball and control the clock is going to be a big challenge. So USF has got to win that game. If they don't, then then the championship aspirations are likely gone. It does make for a very interesting race in the American overall. There's a lot of things that can happen. Memphis will still have to play Tulane a week from Friday. That's a huge game in the league. Can Navy keep winning? Can North Texas keep winning? And can USF keep winning? So there's a lot of things that can happen, but I guess the cleanest way to explain it would be if USF wins out, there's a very, very strong likelihood they'll be playing for a championship in the conference because other teams will defeat other ones and people will have losses. But USF, the only thing it can control is its road. And if it goes 4-0 down the stretch in November, I think there's a 85 to 90% chance that the Bulls will be playing for an American Conference Championship, probably on the road, probably at either Tulane or Memphis. But all you want is a chance for it, and I think the Bulls still have a good chance for it.
Joey, you're talking about the schedule here, and you mentioned, of course, the Bulls at 6-2 overall. You're tied for third place with the team that just beat you. Ahead of you, Navy, Tulane, and Memphis. You mentioned that Tulane and Memphis play each other. You don't want to say a throwaway game against UTSA because there's no such thing as we know in college football. But how do we keep the players focused on UTSA and the Roadrunners this weekend and not looking ahead to that all-important matchup that you mentioned on the 15th for Navy? Because that's really your season, but only if you get past UTSA this week.
Right. Well, I will say that this coaching staff is pretty good at that, at keeping guys in the moment. That is one of their strengths, to make sure that you don't look ahead and you don't look back. So I don't think that's going to be a factor, and I think they'll be excited to be back home on a Thursday night on ESPN, a chance again to get your brand out there for the nation and put on a good show. UTSA is not as powerful as it was, like, let's say 2 years ago when they had Frank Harris at quarterback. They were kind of a machine 2 years ago. Not quite that. They've got a good running game, a good running back. So there are some things to account for with UTSA. But when you look at UTSA, you look at UAB, and you look at Rice, USF should win those games. I don't think anybody would argue with that. And you're right. The at Navy is a beacon out there that can control the season. But as we learned at Memphis, if you slip up, things can change. So you can't slip up. You gotta approach it one at a time, and all of them matter. USF sitting at 6-2 with a chance to get to 10-2, which is a long way from a couple of years ago when the previous staff led them to 4 victories in 3 years. So we can't lose sight of that. The program is going in a much better direction, and the fact that they started with 2 great wins and had the dream of a playoff right in their face all season, you can't look to that. It's hard not to, because everybody's talking about it, but you can't look to that. You got to take them one at a time, and UTSA is the biggest game on their schedule right now because it's the next game. And if you lose that, then everything goes awry.
Yeah, I think to your point, Joey, there's still a pathway here, and that's the most important thing. And you learn a lot from losses. And sustaining success is the hardest thing to do in sports, and especially if you're a team like USF that's, a relatively, rebuilding program. You're in year 3 now with Alex, and sometimes it's that consistency that's hard to do from week to week or half to half, because they played a great first half against Memphis. They dominated, but you got to learn how to finish the games, and that's all part of it. So here we go. Hey, real quick, there was a bit of a controversy in the game that every time a USF player went down hurt, it was weird. I mean, the fans were booing. They were and afterwards, it's like USF players were faking injuries because they came back into the game. I was wondering if the surface was weird because it looked like a
not a great surface to play, artificial surface, if that was giving the Bulls some trouble. What was going on with all that?
Well, that's a great question, JP. And maybe I'm just naive, but I know we've over the last 3 years we've had a lot of USF players getting hurt on the extra points, and
Yeah.
my response was, man, how is this happening over and over? What is this? I think I might be a little naive, JP. But it is what it is. I think the word is out there about potential strategy and tactics, and that's what the crowd was reacting to. It wasn't, reacting to an injury necessarily. Right. I think it was reacting to the perception of what USF was doing to perhaps stop the game a little bit and give some rest. So we'll see if that continues. But there was a point where Alex Golish was kind of inciting the crowd a little bit, waving his arms, and kind of bizarre to see something like that. But yes, every time a USF player went down, the crowd was booing, and hadn't really seen that happen. But again, it's not like there's malice toward the player. I think it's the perception of what the crowd thinks is going on here.
Yeah. And for the first time in 15 games, USF did not get a turnover. That was, a winning edge for Memphis. But Byram certainly had another great game. His eighth career 100-yard rushing game, ran for 122. He's started, just rewriting the record books. Do you think he has a legitimate shot or an outside shot at getting some Heisman nominations, some Heisman thought? Because the rest of the schedule, he should be able to put up some big numbers.
Yeah. At this point, I would say no realistically, because maybe that would be different if USF had beaten Memphis. And had they done that, I think he had one of his Heisman moments in the game, that 44-yard touchdown run, which might be the best play he's ever made as a Bull, where he ran, broke 2 tackles and hurdled a defender. It was unbelievable. But it gets lost in the shuffle in a game like this. Perhaps he can get his name out there in the last 4 games to some degree, but you need a ton of momentum, and you almost need to be undefeated at USF's stage. The one thing I will say is I don't believe there is a clear-cut Heisman guy at the moment as we go into November, and
exactly.
So we've had some seasons like that where you get in November and it's like, man, who's going to win the Heisman? And somebody emerges. So maybe if Byram puts himself in this spectacular place where he's making plays like that all the time, and the right national people start talking about him, maybe it's possible. I don't know. It could be if USF were to win the conference and the Heisman voting would still be in doubt in late November. I guess it's possible, but certainly he's a guy that on paper has had a Heisman-like season so far. Whether or not that gets noticed, I don't think it will to a great degree, but maybe that could change in November.
We shall see. Any actual injuries come out of this game, or they're looking good going into next week?
Yeah, I think the ones that we knew about, mostly Chaz Nimrod is the big one, the wide receiver, and some nicks and bruises here and there to some players that should be coming back. The Bulls have been relatively healthy. Of course, they lost Cartavius Norton for the season, their running back, but they've shown some good depth there. But nothing really catastrophic. If they can get Nimrod back in the lineup, that'll really help them, and I think they'll be as healthy as realistically possible for the stretch run.
All right, Joey, great stuff as always, my friend. Appreciate your time. And we got next Thursday, UTSA. We had 49,000 for the homecoming game. Is that
was
right? Wow.
40. Wow. I think it was 45, but it was a very good crowd. And one thing I will say, the students have been great all season.
Well, they have.
They've been packing it out throughout. So I hope that continues. And they've been a factor. They've been loud. They've been crazy, and they've been what you want your student section to be. So kudos to them. And Thursday night it'll be salute to service night with the Bulls decked out in the red, white, and blue. So that'll be a cool element. It actually is a cool show. If you've never seen it, they bring all the service branches down and salute them and play all the patriotic songs. It's
nice.
It's very well done. So I would encourage people to come see it, because if you're military, have any ties or any interest in that, it'll definitely be worth watching.
Nice. We don't have a Lightning game that night, do we? Let me check real quick. The 6th, right?
Thursday, November 6th.
Oh yeah, we're on the road, so I will be there for sure.
Come on down.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. All right, Joey, thanks stuff. Appreciate it. Great stuff.
All right, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
Joey Johnson right there. how the narrative changes. It's just one call here, one play there. You beat Memphis, and you're just on top of the world. You're up to probably 14 in the poll. As Joey said, you're on the college football playoff show. There's the big USF logo. Sure, Rob Higgins would be on the stage somewhere.
Sure.
Speaking of that, Rob was there yesterday at the big press conference for the 2029 national championship game that's going to go down in the stadium. And we kind of knew this. I even asked Rob about it last time he was on, and he professionally evaded the question. But it's kind of been in the works for a while, and it's at the end of the 2028 season, by the way. So it's the 2029 game, and it's interesting that the Rays have put that timeline of 2029 on to have their stadium done and obviously the entertainment district around it, which would be really, really cool. So they could be hosting the national championship game in January, hosting the World Baseball Classic in March of that same year in their new stadium. So that's what all this, there's going to be a lot of political stuff coming up soon about public money. And that's what this goes into. To host these types of events, you have to have these type of complexes. And it's also interesting is that Raymond James Stadium. Now they can add about 4,000 bleachers, the Brady bleachers in that south end zone.
Brady, is that what they call them?
Yeah, the Brady bleachers. Yeah, because they sold those suckers out, 4,000 seats. So it brings the capacity right up to about 70,000. You could probably add more in the other. I think they've done that for Super Bowl as well, put up bleachers in both end zones. So you can get it up to about 75, but it'll be interesting to see what the Bucs are going to do with their renovation plans. So if they're going to have a national championship game and they're going to do a renovation, I would think you obviously cannot have the stadium under construction during that time. So with the timeline of 3 years, I would expect the Bucs to tell us what they're going to do or what the plans are relatively soon. So that'll be interesting. So all this will be coming to a head. I know it seems like forever from now, but hosting a national championship game could be hosting, the opening of Rays' new stadium right across the street at HCC, which we believe is the very much the leader in the clubhouse to where the Rays Stadium is going to be. Hagan told us that they're looking for a vote in the first quarter of this year in terms of public money. So they've been, as we know, negotiating at HCC and talking to those leaders. So if there's going to be another spot, they're going to have to identify it and get through the land acquisition process and all that relatively quickly. So, I mean, how cool is this though? National championship game going to be here, maybe a World Baseball Classic, the Rays opening up their new stadium. And then I would think when the Bucs renovate their stadium, what's next? Another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because we're one of 5 cities to host 5 or more Super Bowls, and now we're only one of 3 cities to host 2 or more national championship games. So, yeah, Tampa Bay is on the map for major events, and building a sports complex, if the Rays do choose HCC and that entertainment district, and then add on to it whatever the Bucs are going to do. That's a wow. That's a big time wow. I mean, that is going to be because you can, host things in the other stadiums that are nearby, all kinds of things that you can do with the entertainment districts and the hotels and everything that are going to be built. Well, and not to mention, boy, a lot of really, really good jobs for the economy in the building and the sustaining of these areas, which is something we desperately need. So. Yeah. Good. It's all, if people are going to say, oh, I don't know if we want to spend that much money. You're spending money to make money.
It's an investment.
Spending money to bring it's a great investment. And I know there's a lot of academics out there that will throw a lot of numbers at you and say, no, it doesn't work that way. I don't get that, be quite honest, because your eyes tell you something different. You can make numbers say whatever you want. And there's a lot of academics in this world that hate sports and have hated sports since they were a child, which is why they'd be going to academia. And they just, and they can just cook the books any way you want to say putting money into stadiums doesn't work. Well, my eyes tell me differently, that when I see these stadiums go up and real estate values go through the roof and condos and townhouses and all the residential and commercial, all this stuff that happens around it, and you're telling me that's not economic impact? I don't get that. I don't get that. My eyes tell me different than what your algorithms are telling you. It doesn't jive for me. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back.
Hey, JP, before we go to break,
yes,
I know we got a couple of minutes here. Can I throw a couple of points out here at us?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
As we have a little bit of breaking news in the college football coaching world. No, not a hire, but
another fire.
Not another firing. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry spoke this morning. He says the LSU athletic director, Scott Woodward, won't select the next college football coach. There will be a board of supervisors who will assemble a selection committee to find a new coach. And that sounds bad enough as an indictment on Scott Woodward, but when you see the exact quote, I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Is your quote from your governor?
Well, if the man is part of two of the biggest buyouts, the two biggest buyouts in the history of college football coaching, well, then that's probably a smart move by Governor Landry.
So, no, and I agree 100%. This kind of begs the question, though, what the hell is Scott Woodward's job? And I know you do more than football as the AD, but isn't that kind of your primary job description? Run the football program.
Yeah.
Hire the coach. And now he can't do that.
Yeah. It's a little different. It's a little
indictment, I think. And in the world of quotes this morning, I saw another quote. Now, this is about my Dallas Cowboys, so y'all bear with me here. But, when Brian Schottenheimer was hired, we all sort of questioned it. Like, that's a national thing, right? Because
you laughed at it, actually, Tim.
I did. But everybody knows I have publicly come off of that. I think Brian Schottenheimer's great. The backstory is Jerry Jones was 97% certain that he could get McCarthy back, and he offered McCarthy to come back. McCarthy had no desire to come back. So now the Cowboys were left scrambling, looking for a head coach. Allegedly, they did all these interviews when they really didn't. And so they had to just go internally, right, to get Schottenheimer. But as the season's gone on, I've become more and more of a Schottenheimer fan. Just the way he is so candid with the media. He's about my age. He's in his mid-50s, and you think of a guy that's been in football that long to get his first head coaching opportunity. He's going to run with it, right? He's going to do whatever he can. He wants to make his dad proud, wherever he is, looking down on his son. Brian Schottenheimer had maybe the quote of the year this morning. And this is aimed at Cowboys fans, delusional Cowboys fans who think, oh, man, we got the Dak, we got the best offense. We're just a player away. Brian Schottenheimer said this morning that none of the coaches, players, anybody has been good enough this year. Now, he's clearly the defense is where, we think. But
right.
Schottenheimer says, quote, you can take the stats on offense and shove them up your ass as far as I'm concerned. We want to win. End quote.
Wow.
And I thought, man, that is Brian Schottenheimer in a nutshell. That's a quote as he's speaking to the media, and they're all like, man, your offense is great. They're blowing smoke up his ass about how great Dak is. And he came, and I know that may not sound to other teams and fans of other teams who have had good coaches before. That may not sound like anything crazy, but, dude, we haven't had a Cowboys coach that was ballsy enough to do anything like that for a long time.
That's good.
Maybe going back to Parcells.
Yeah.
Wade Phillips would have never said that. Jason Garrett would have never said anything like that. The Big Tuna probably would have.
It shows a level of confidence, number one. And it shows a level of perspective. If you're not confident in what you're doing and you would take all the flowers you can get and make the most of it. And you see coaches do this all the time. And they'll like, offense is great. Yeah, we got to fix the defense, but take that because they're afraid that the media's, wow, they're finally complimenting me. I better embrace it. But a guy that really is zeroed in on what it takes to win a Super Bowl, is going to say, no, listen, it's great. We're scoring points, but this isn't good enough. We got to be better. Yeah. I think that's a great sign for any and all Cowboy fans.
And again, it makes me become more and he's done things like this throughout the year that just make me more and more of a fan of him, right? Mm-hmm. Like he's the kind of dude that he gets fired from Dallas and goes and takes another job. Dude, I'm going to be a fan of him on that team. You know, he endears to you as a person, you know, rather than just as your coach. So I had to throw that out there. I know we've got a few Cowboys fans that listen to the show down in Florida and around the country. So our coach is doing things. So whether it translates to the field, we'll see.
I get it. Hey, this just in, we have breaking news. Derek Brooks joins USF Athletics as Chief Operating Officer.
Was that reported by Bucks Nation or was that legit?
No, this is actually an email we got from USF Athletics 13 minutes ago.
Okay, good.
Some of the folks. By the way, I'm getting a little reverb in your room there for some reason. Derek Brooks will serve as Chief Operating Officer of USF Athletics and join the department's senior leadership team effective immediately. In addition to this Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning career with the Bucks, Brooks has extensive connections and deep passion for Tampa Bay and brings over 15 years of experience as a key front office executive in professional sports. Before joining USF, he served as Executive Vice President of Corporate and Community Development at Vinnick Sports Group since 2017. Well, I think I'm going to apply for Derek's job.
There you go.
He is also the president and founder of Derek Brooks Charities and co-founder of Brooks DeBartolo Collegiate High School. Brooks also serves on numerous boards, including K-Force, the Florida Department of Education Foundation, and the Florida State Fair Authority. He was a member of the Board of Trustees at FSU for a while, too. So, and his daughter plays softball for USF. So there's always been a connection between Derek and USF, and now even more so. So congratulations to Derek Brooks. Now that
he went to Florida State, though, right? Like he's a Seminole, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's in our Collegiate Hall of Fame and was a national champion in 1993. Yeah. He's let's just put it this way: when FSU plays USF, especially in softball, and that happened this year, it's like he's a bull. He's a bull. He's a semi-bull.
That's a Rob Higgins hire, right? That's there you go.
It has his fingerprints all over it. And a brilliant hire. Absolutely. Yeah. And, because he was splitting his time between doing stuff for USF and because USF is actually their marketing and everything goes through the Vinnick Sports Group. So the Lightning and USF are tied together in that co-op. So it's a very, he's been involved in USF for quite some time. So it's a natural kind of move over transition, if you will, to being COO. So I'm guessing he'll be leaving his executive vice president role at Vinnick Sports Group. So there's an opening for Ron Burgundy.
Go get it.
How can they take me seriously?
How can any of us?
So my good friend Barry McCockiner says, does that affect his role on the board of trustees at FSU? I don't think he's on that board of trustees anymore. So, yeah. As I'm looking through, perusing his previous civic involvement includes serving on the boards at the Florida State University Board of Trustees. Yeah, so he's no longer doing that.
He's not there anymore.
No. So, and his daughter is on the USF softball team, as I mentioned. So there you go. Yeah, this is obviously a brilliant move by Rob Higgins to make Derek Brooks full-time and the COO. So I guess he's going to be doing a lot of community and corporate development there, obviously overseeing the stadium construction and just building the brand. I mean, why would you not want Derek Brooks on your team, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
1,000%. So congrats to Derek and congrats to USF. That's a big deal. Lots of things happening over there. All right, quick break. When we come back, Orestes Destrade is going to join us, talk a little baseball. I'm going to get to all your comments as well. Lots to get to there. So stay with us. We're brought to you by the great folks at OnsiteConstructionFL.com. That is the website.
and thirdgenerationplumbing.com as well. American Standard Heating and Cooling is their partner. They use American Standard units. That's what they install at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They are awesome at service as well. They've been in business since 1995, so go read all the 5-star reviews that they have at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And if you need a new unit, then you got to get the best unit available, and that's American Standard Heating and Cooling. That is the dynamic duo, Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling. Go to their website, and if you have any issues with AC, plumbing, mechanical, it's thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Back in 3. Stay with us. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, coming to you live from our Kingmakers studio here, kingmakerstampa.com. If you would like to check out this incredible private club, it's a place to hang out during the day. You can get your business done here with our shared office space. There's a beautiful, stylish room you can do all your meetings in. We got a great golf simulator here for your activities afterwards. We got a sports bar. It's a really cool place, and we have this great production studio that you can also use. KingmakersTampa.com.
JP, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How much for a double Crown and Coke right now at the bar?
If you're a member.
At 11:41.
If you're a member, they might just make it free. Might come with
okay.
membership.
Okay, I'm
not
good.
Every
That's what
day.
I
don't
needed
want
to
to
know.
promise that, but yeah, it's not. The bar is not staffed 24/7, so we it's not like there's a sports bar running here. It's only for the members. So when the members are here,
Yeah. But if you're a member and you're thirsty and you want a double Crown and Coke at 11:42 in the morning,
I don't know the answer to
you
that
get
because
one.
we don't have any. We don't have any drunks at 11:40 looking for a Crown and Coke.
well, I'm not drunk.
for
That's
people
why
doing
I'm looking for the
business.
Crown and Coke.
Can I just do the freaking delete me read, please? Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. The New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. So if you're getting all those calls and phishing scams on your phone, that means your info is out there. So you need to do something about it. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now with a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/hit and use the promo code HIT at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/hit, enter the code HIT at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/hit, code HIT. All right. There you go.
There we go.
All right. You want your Crown and Coke now?
I'm just gonna have to settle for a Jaeger shot, I guess.
Yes, you will. You will indeed have to do that. Hey, so I mentioned the Rays pop-up shop. It's right across from Tropicana Field. They're going to have a grand opening Saturday from 11 to 3 with an appearance by Ryan Pepio, Rays pitcher, plus team mascots, street team, and a DJ. There will also be hourly giveaways and complimentary ballpark fare. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is kind of like the first event of the new regime, if you will. So let's get out there and support the boys and the girls and everybody. It's located right there on First Avenue across from Tropicana Field in the old Dr. Barbecue restaurant space. And that features a large Rays mural, and it's going to be open weekdays from 10 to 5 and Saturdays from 10 to 4 with team merchandise and collectibles. It will also offer complimentary coffee, lattes, and pastries for what the team calls a sip and shop experience. As the big O, Orestes Destrade, sits down with me. How about a sip and shop experience at the Rays' new pop-up shop across from Tropicana Field? Yeah.
Fantastic. In fact, though, by the way, you missed something.
What did I miss?
You missed they're also going to give out free hot dogs.
Yeah, this is ballpark fare, so that would be free
Fare,
hot dogs.
Free hot dogs, brother. That's exciting. I mean,
I'm jealous.
again, that's also consistent with the reality that they're going to be in St. Pete for the next 3 seasons. So, let's get back to ingratiating that great area.
Absolutely.
That supportive area for how many seasons now? Since 1998.
Yeah.
So
27
plus seasons.
Yeah.
Sans this season, because it was over here on the Tampa Bay side or the Tampa side. I think it's great. I think it's important that right off the bat, even before 2025 ends, that they're doing these type of affirmative action things. Ryan Pepio is going to be over there. You probably mentioned it.
Yeah.
So this is the type of stuff that you need to do to reach out to the fandom. Oh, by the way, many, and I'm going to just say it, many of those type of events in the past did not feature a top line ball player also at the event.
That's a good point.
Did not feature.
That is a very good point.
Oh, because I was a lot of times,
and many of them were disasters. Like
Right.
the last one they did when they just let everybody come in and fill up their bags.
Right.
And 90% of the people that waited in line for 4 hours got squadoosh.
Right.
Very poorly run.
Yeah. So
we're
those type of things I think are preeminent, and they're doing it even before 25 ends. Almost like concurrent.
So
with
this is
new
the
group.
first. Yeah, this is the first new group endeavor. So let's support it tremendously,
100%.
and I think it will be gracious. And I think it's
More
a
to
great
come.
idea to do it right across from Tropicana Field, so
100%.
people, and to your point, can start getting in that mindset that we're going to be back in St. Pete, and everybody who wanted to do that nostalgic ride.
This is the Tampa Bay Rays.
That's right, the Tampa Bay Rays.
It's not the Tampa Rays.
And they're very much going to embrace the St. Pete crowd in these next 3 years. I don't think, for those that think, they're moving to Tampa, which we believe they are, at least I do.
I mean,
HCC looks like the spot.
Probably a 90 percentile that if you ask anybody on the street, in the 2 counties, 3 counties,
well,
4
most of those
counties,
people are clueless, but
they oh my, he digresses again.
You mean people in the know,
right? But also on the street. Hey, where is the team going to be located? I think people are starting to settle in, to realize even the Pinella side has to settle in and go, okay, as long as it's still Tampa Bay's team,
right.
That's the key. But for right now, for 3 solid seasons that we hope to have even championships come out of that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
This team is capable if they move things around properly. This is the start of that support.
And the mural, we're always looking for clues and stuff, right? So the mural has the grit and glow on it, which is kind of the old City Connect stuff. I could do away with that. Devil Rays, the old Devil Rays logo is there for those looking for the Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell this orange thing is with sunglasses on it, but it's in the mural. The Starburst is there with the TB.
Let's mix both those in.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been kind of one or the other.
There's this. It looks like a spray paint can with the Starburst on it. A Nike with a plate. So I'm looking at all kinds of stuff here. The Rays. So it's got a beautiful mural on it. Let's go. Let's go to the pop-up store.
Hey, listen.
Get a free latte.
Yeah.
And a T-shirt.
and a dog.
And a hot dog.
And a hot dog.
All right.
Feel like you're at the ballpark.
Well, you were speaking of, the new group doing some things. And I think all the fans are just jonesing for Rays information. We don't have any real stuff to give you. Nobody's telling us any secrets about who they're going to go get. But I expect them to be somewhat active in this offseason. To the point where I would say, I'm not going to say a 500-pound belly buster splash.
Right.
Maybe a little Greg Louganis double flip.
Greg Louganis, you went University of Miami alum. Great.
It's a nice,
Come on, he went Greg Louganis up.
Greg Louganis.
I love
a couple,
that.
A full gainer with a twist. I don't know.
Yeah. No, listen.
Not spectacular, but solid.
There's a couple of names out there already. One that I remember during the trade deadline that I mentioned to you that I really liked. Ryan O'Hearn ended up getting traded from Baltimore to the San Diego Padres. I thought he would be a nice mix. Now he's rumored, to be a signee, possibly that mid-level. You and I have talked a lot about that mid-level free agent that can add.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a double gainer with a twist.
That's
it's not a belly buster splash. Kyle Tucker.
Ryan O'Hearn. In fact, his nickname is Double Gainer. I don't know if you knew that, but that was back in his college days. It's for a different reason. But
we should delve into it inside
for
sure. Yeah,
a little more. I think he played for Lane Kiffin. I'm not sure, but but no, those are the type of things. And I'm going to add one more flavor to this.
Yeah,
and I may get in trouble, but
please do.
I'm kind of like summoning my JP Peterson. Don't open your mouth, but
give it to us now.
So I was at an event last night, on behalf of Morgan. Look at me, Murphy Auto Group, McMag. Where we host our show at the beautiful Kingmakers.
Yes,
and they're up. Actually, we are up. Me being a part of them too for Small Business of the Year award, which will be coming out, and they will announce the winners November 6th at Pepin. But last night was a beautiful kind of a pre-event with all the attendees of the different small businesses that are up for awards. And I was representing Murphy Auto Group. And
nice.
At the beautiful, by the way, I don't know if you've ever been to the top floor of the Bank of Tampa, their main headquarters on Bayshore.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
I had never been. I've been to the Bank of Tampa over there, but never all the way up to the top where they hosted this. Gorgeous. And the views. And a lot of people, recognize me. We're talking baseball. What about the Rays? And a lot of positive. Number one, a lot of positivity by execs from all these companies. And one of them, I'll remain nameless, but happened to be a pretty top dog from Bank of Tampa. And we were talking about the Rays, and I was telling them how excited I am for this new ownership, and that, oh, by the way, my guy Mike Murphy is also involved in the group. And he was saying, been here for about a dozen years and never got approached by the Rays to come, to do anything, and
I knew where this was going.
Never got approached by them.
The Bank of Tampa.
This is the Bank of
Tampa.
Yeah, with a T.
Yeah.
And they're, what the team's name is, what?
Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays. And see, that's where I go.
Big
I get into my JP voice. And look at Timmy. Timmy's laughing. So we were talking about that, and then I had to ask. I go, so the other major sports? Oh, yeah,
of course they are.
the Vinix, Bolts, had me over many times, and then we did things for them, and the Bucks have done stuff with the Bank of Tampa.
Bank of Tampa.
And so I found that curious. So that's kind of like a microcosm of what transpired over the 2 decades of that ownership, especially and having me be involved, over the last decade, specifically decade plus, really 12 years. That's kind of where I little by little noticed. It was like, and I don't know if I was on a show in Miami just recently, a popular Spanish sports show down there. They were calling me about the World Series thoughts, and we just got to talking about the Rays and blah blah blah, and they were saying and complaining really about Loria and now even Bruce Sherman, but it was that was kind of like the sentiment of like they need to get back and kind of win us over, because
grassroots.
These are two teams that are not drawing well.
Right.
And remember, there's a lot of free fun in the state of Florida.
Yep.
So you have to grassroots draw them. No doubt you also have to bring in quality players. Those are the two probably major initial things over the next, first couple of years that can be achieved. And then you go to another tranche, which is once you build the stadium, there's a greater amount of revenues coming in, the development, et cetera, et cetera. Then you jump to another level of stratosphere.
Right.
And you go after some bigger names, or you re-sign your own players and you don't lose them to free agency. So that was kind of an interesting microcosm of like what can be done, what should be done, what I feel will be done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's when you're living in the community as we do, and going to events like this all the time, you get a sense for, we know you from the Lightning, the Bucks are here, the Bucks are doing this. I talked to these groups, there's, they always donate this, they always donate this. Yeah. And it was always like, I'm like the Rays, and I'm like, they're just not involved. Involved. It's really hard to get them.
The problem there is that, and I'm looking like I'm doing like the young kids, 6'7", was you like that, Timmy Hummel? So
I love that. Love that.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm just glad because when I first brought it up to him a few months back,
I was clueless.
He was clueless to what 6'7" was. Oh yeah. So is that?
I mean, I still don't understand it, but I accept it.
I look at it like the Latino come see come sa, that's French, but maso mano is what we say in Spanish. How are you feeling? Maso mano, 6'7". So anyway, it's the fact that they were winning on the field. So the winning product on the field kind of kept you right in this like, but they're
And they thought that was enough.
They're winning.
That's all. And they always say that, well, we're winning. Why don't people come? And it's like, because it doesn't work that way anymore. That's not 1980s mentality.
I dare to disagree with you.
Okay.
Here's another JP-ism.
All right.
And the reason that I dare to disagree is I think they wanted to win. Think about this.
You're talking about the Rays now?
Yes.
Okay.
The upper echelon of the Rays, not their working guys that I'm telling you, I've been involved with the front office. They were about, let's win, let's bring in more fans. How do we do it? But they were, they were hamstrung. So I think that the way they were thinking is like, let's keep winning. Let's keep, scouting well, being one of the top international signing that almost all our international guys develop really well. Right. So they spent millions of dollars on international signings.
Yeah.
But then let's trade off our players once they hit, forget about free agency.
Yeah.
They used to trade them off when they hit free agency. Then they all of a sudden they started trading them off when they hit arbitration.
Yeah.
So that's when it really got ugly for the lay fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you don't even have a chance to get comfortable with Ben Zobrist, get comfortable with David Price, get comfortable with Shields, get comfortable with Carlos Pena. None of them. So you got a little comfortable because you allowed them to get to 5-6 years.
Right.
Now you hardly get 3 to 4.
Right.
Yeah. So, but if we don't draw many fans, then we still have that trump card that, like, if we only had a new stadium, So I almost feel like they didn't aggressively market the fans.
No, they never marketed the team.
Almost on purpose. So then you stay, because imagine if they were drawing 18,000, 20,000 a game. It's harder to convince the municipalities that we need a new stadium.
That thing was obsolete before it was even put into play.
You and I have had discussions about this, gentlemen's disagreements.
Well,
I don't think that it's
stadiums.
obsolete.
They still build stadiums when teams are drawing well.
They do. But when you're winning at a pretty decent clip, third only to the Yanks and the Dodgers over a decade.
In the regular season. Excuse me.
Yeah. Because you haven't, landed to the chip yet. Is if you are rock bottom and only the Marlins, are under
in attendance. Yeah.
That double down kind of scenario of like, we really need a new stadium.
Well, I think I don't think Stu ever really wanted to build a stadium because he would have to pay for it, as he figured out, and he never wanted to pay a dime for it.
I think he did. Once again, I disagree. I think he did, but he wanted it under the Loria Pact, where Loria only paid 10% of that stadium.
That's what I'm saying, and that wasn't going to happen.
Well,
actually, St. Pete basically gave him that, and he still didn't do it.
What really kind of cut, I believe, this is again my sole opinion, okay? Stu's achieving the stadium the stadium build is Loria, because Loria embarrassed the municipalities and the people of the fine city of Miami so dramatically.
Took them to the cleaners.
So bad. Not only did they build him a stadium where he paid a pittance for that stadium, but subsequently a year later, he had signed a couple of years before the stadium was built, Jose Reyes, Mark Burley, did the extension on the heavy laden on the back end with Giancarlo Stanton, Yelich, JT Realmuto. All those guys got traded within a year or two.
That's right.
After
he cashed in.
after he got in the stadium.
Yeah. And then sold the team.
Then a few years later sold the team. So I think that was the modus operandi of Stu, but he got caught. I always thought
he did get caught.
Well, he got caught in the fact that they're not going to give it to me for a pittance for $150 million.
And that's when I say he wasn't.
Gloria didn't even pay that.
Yeah, I know. And I say he wasn't going to do it.
I always said that when one of the amendments in that deal, if they would have granted him, let's say they would have pushed him to $250 and he would have agreed, would be a kind of an agreement where, even though baseball is going to be fighting for that now in the CBA, a minimum amount of of payroll.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if that's
you could put anything in a contract.
I guess you can.
Put anything in a
if
contract.
you would have put a minimum amount that say, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to pay for
Major League Baseball might not have locked.
That's the problem. Yeah. They wouldn't have allocated that because you're basically creating a one team out of 30 floor.
Right.
At 100 million.
From a municipality standpoint, I think it's an absolutely a fair ask.
So then
if we're going to give you all this money, we want you to make sure that you're putting the money back in.
You're putting at least 100 million every
especially with Stu.
Right.
Because he had a history of not doing that.
That's my thoughts, with
I think we basically agree on most of that, to be quite honest.
No, you're right.
I just my point was I don't think they always kept saying, well, if we win, people will show up. And I'm like, no, because you have a crappy stadium, you have a crappy location, and you don't do anything in the community or not enough in the community to ingratiate
but if
yourself.
You did a lot more in the community during those years, a lot more, I think you would have had 3 or 4 more thousand people show up. A lot more. By 100%. that by that I mean
it works for the Lightning,
attracting big businesses, big banks, big this.
No, I think that's part of it. Your story that you started off with, I think, is absolutely totally the perfect scenario of why it didn't work, because they never really, and Stu, and it comes from the top. Stu never embraced Tampa Bay as Mr. Vinnick or the Glazers have done. They've never, you never really lived here.
You got to live here,
and you never really, but he never even became like part of the, where you go to events and you see him or representatives all the time at these places like the other teams have done. So, all right. So we're going to do a O show here at 12:30.
Yes, sir.
So just real quick, last night, Savage was a savage.
He was. I think that, what has happened with this series and Savage really did something, or I guess his pitching coach, talking to former catcher John Snyder too. One thing that he added that people may or may not have realized is that he brought in the slider. So, baseball is about repetition and about seeing a guy numerous times. They haven't seen this kid. That was only the second time they've really seen him, right? I'm going to say one other little interesting tidbit to this kid. This kid not only started from A ball, then jumped to double A, then
he was in Dunedin.
That's what I was going to say. That, amongst rightfully so, all the excitement we had about, Steinbrenner Stadium field and the Rays, the first game, and the walk-off and all that stuff. At that same point in time, he's pitching basically miles away in Dunedin. Arguably, and I need to look at his game logs, he might have pitched in the field right behind
Tampa Tarpons, against
Tampa Tarpons
with 300 people.
With 300 people right behind the Rays playing a major league game at Steinbrenner, because he did have about 3 or 4 starts, and could have pitched while the Rays are playing, and this guy ends up jumping to high A after that, double A, triple A, and if you look at his numbers, just go, and I don't want to bore you with all the finite numbers. He just dealt. He dealt throughout the minor leagues. I will say again that his angle coming from the top, the way that he does with his splitter,
highest release point,
highest release point coming here, as opposed to normally here, makes a difference to a hitter, because you're about repetition and normally seeing here, and all of a sudden this guy coming here baffled him. But then I will also say that unlike the other 4 games, by the way, all 5 games, if you really break it down, have all been 5 completely different games. Okay, so let me break it down.
That he's pitched.
No.
Or you mean in this World Series?
In this World Series.
Okay,
it's really unique. So you've had a blowout. You had an 11 game score blowout, one-sided. Okay. Dodgers really couldn't stop their juggernaut that game, right? A blowout. You had a pitching gem by Yamamoto.
Yeah.
So a 4-hit, 1-run, complete game dominance, right? So that's kind of a different game than the first game. Then you had the dramatic, historic 18-inning game, right? Crazy, totally different game. Then you had the first normal 2025 game in game 4, 6-2. Some guys hit, some guys didn't.
It's when the Dodgers offense started to go south.
They started to go south, but they only had 7 strikeouts, and they only, were able to muster a couple of runs. The Jays used multiple pitchers. Normal 2025 game. Normal game. If you watch the Rays regularly, that's kind of a win or a loss game for the Rays. Then you had the ugly game. for the losing team. I can't even remember the last game. Forget about it being in the World Series where you had a guy get a little cheap little base hit in Barger in a CNI dog ground ball to left field. Advance on a wild pitch to second, advance on a wild pitch to third, scored on a wild pitch at home.
Yeah.
I mean, just unfathomable.
Yeah.
That they would just lose it like
Sloppy.
that. Sloppy. 15 strikeouts. That was, again, a fifth different type of a game where you had an ugly game for the losing team.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Dodgers or the Jays. So I've been intrigued by how different each game has been. So the bottom line is that the Dodgers, I think, need to change their lineup. I would put Pages back in. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He struggled throughout the whole postseason. You live and die with your guy. He's an exceptional center fielder. I put him back in the lineup at ninth, not call. And here's what I do. I move Mookie Betts, who has had an atrocious postseason, but really an atrocious World Series, and lead him off to take the pressure off, making me Mookie Betts that just gets on base.
Yeah.
When Mookie Betts has had his best seasons, the MVP seasons, been as a leadoff, then you move Shohei in the second hole, and then you have a guy like Will Smith, who's a batsmith, no pun intended, but Will Batsmith. And then you bring in, the powerful Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez. You need to shake it up. You need to shake up one major hitter in that lineup, and that's Mookie Betts. And I think that's imperative.
So I want to throw some numbers out here real quick before you guys cut me loose here, because I'm not going to be on the although I would be a most esteemed
show. I would love it
on the Big O show. I won't be there today, but you guys will carry it fine. But look, I just want to put into perspective what Trey Savage did yesterday.
Correct.
Because he did something that no other pitcher in the history of the World Series has ever pulled off. And let me put that into perspective. There have been 121 years of World Series. All right.
Amen.
There was no World Series in 94 because of the strike, and there was no World Series in 1904 because John McGraw, the manager of the Giants, didn't think the American League was a suitable opponent, even though the Boston Americans won the first World Series the year prior in 1903, by the way, who are now the Red Sox. So we missed 2 years and 123. That's 705 World Series games in 121 years.
Right.
No pitcher has ever had 12 or more strikeouts and 0 walks in a game.
Wow.
And Savage did that last night.
Yeah.
A kid that started in A-ball.
And
unbelievable.
Sandy Koufax is the only other pitcher in the World Series history to strike out 10 in the first 5 innings of a game.
Yeah.
So just a phenomenal performance for a guy that
literally
should not be there. That's when we talked about Will Klein and his kind of jump left and right, which is totally different. Yosevich, because Yosevich is actually a top pick. Will Klein was a kind of an other type of pick and bounced around, got DFA'd twice before he made it to the Dodgers. That's the great stories, man. Good job, Tim. That's the great stories of the World Series and what happens and where you can find, heroes. We had Mike Keith on just a few days ago that reminded us of Brian Doyle, who had to play in lieu of the injured All-Star Willie Randolph and had himself an incredible World Series back in '78. So, those things matter. I'll add one more stat before we go that just shows the offensive difference of the two teams. The Jays have walked 22 times, but they've only struck out 44 times. The Dodgers have actually walked 24 times, but they have 55 strikeouts. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 20+% more strikeouts. And oh, by the way, those 11 extra strikeouts, less strikeouts for the Jays, they've put the ball in play. They've been creative. They've pushed runners over. They've, banged out, key hits. That's the difference right now offensively, because when it comes down to it, it's been the lack of consistent Dodger offense. They've walked, but they're swinging and missing and popping up a lot. And we'll see if Yamamoto can. My prediction is that Yamamoto will shut them down. But the game 7, I do not see the Dodgers winning 2 straight in Toronto. I don't see that, but I do see a game 7.
Yeah. So, and here's the cool thing. So this has quickly become my favorite World Series ever to watch, and I've watched.
It's a good one. It really is a memorable.
Other
one.
than the 2023 World Series for obvious reasons.
Right.
But and what I love here now is
thank you, Mr. Seager.
Yes, that's Corey Seager and Adolis Garcia. Yeah, all of it. But look, we've had drama. And going into this thing, look, I don't give a crap about the Blow Jays. I don't give a crap about the Dodgers, other than my rooting for a historic team, like the Dodgers. I don't care. But dude, we have had drama, and just even the blowout games, we've had a little bit of drama from time to time. Correct. I think these are two excellent managers. Dave Roberts is going to go down in history now. What's this going to be, his fourth if he can win it as a manager? Sure. So I mean.
Third as a manager, I guess.
Third as a manager.
One as a player.
He had one as a player, right? Okay, so fourth overall. I think Dave Roberts is going to go down as one of the greatest managers, and he's fairly young. He's not going to be done, right?
No. He's got a lot of life left.
He's got a long way to go. He'll be up there with Bruce Bochy, when all is said and done.
Possibly.
And Tony La Russa and yeah, all of it. But dude,
you see how he snuck into the Texas Rangers again.
Of course he did.
He's unbelievable. Hamon is Texas
professional.
He's an American all through and through from Texas.
But look, we're gonna have if the Blow Jays win this thing, which I think they are, they're gonna do it at Skydome, right? And yes, I still call it Skydome. Yeah. And I love when you've got a hockey team wins the Stanley Cup on their home ice. I love when you've got a baseball team that wins the World Series on their home turf.
No doubt.
Because that place is going to go bananas.
It's so much fun to watch, man. So much fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right, before we go, real quick, do you know Blake Butera?
Yeah, Blake Butera was with the Rays before, and 33 years old, new manager
of the Washington Nationals.
33
years old, the youngest manager in the game, and
we'll save my thoughts on manager hirings for the Big O show, because I have some controversial thoughts.
Ooh, there's a tease right there, Timmy.
I have some controversial.
That's called a tease. All right, big thanks to Joey Johnston, who joined us earlier today, and the great Brian Bradley as well on site, as he does each and every home game. Lightning tonight at 7 o'clock.
Stars tonight at 7 o'clock.
Yes, Lightning Stars with Ron JP Burgundy hosting Lightning.
I'm an American.
Well, so come see us tonight. You won't forget it or regret it.
Love Hamon.
Have a great day, everybody. Again, we're going to have Brian Bradley come in